my lunacy, it all breeds from lies. You tell me you are the drug, got high off buzz, even now it haunts me. I'm floating down as I slowly touch the ground. I'm thinking how you ruined me. I cry for
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MNSpiritCast. I gotta make a new. I gotta figure out how to start the show a different way because that is Matt's.
Copyright.
Very much copyright. Very much. I just realized that as I say it.
I'll let you get away with it this time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Minnesota Spirit. We are the Minnesota Spirit Hunters, and we have an amazing panel tonight. Let's go this way. And introduce ourselves. I am Marcus. I am the founder of Minnesota Spirit Hunters and the host of MNSpiritCast.
My next?
Yes.
Sure.
I am Brandon. I am the co-host, and I am the tech manager for all the investigations.
Otherwise, Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
Yes.
I'm going to be like Brandon. I'm next.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
It's Minnesota Spiritcast. Nobody cares.
Thank you.
So, my name is Matt. I am paranormal consultant, but I'm also the consultant for Minnesota Spirit Hunters, and I'm here to wreck Marcus's day. I mean, support Minnesota Spirit Hunters and, of course, Mystic Paranormal and everybody. Yeah.
And
I'm
Rochelle.
Who's it? Go, Rochelle.
Okay. I'm Rochelle. I'm just one of the mediums on the team for Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
And I am Paul. I'm the founder of Mystic Paranormal UK over in England. Nice to meet you all.
And we sincerely appreciate you being on here with us tonight. It has been a long time coming. We've been in the comments on your show. You've been in the comments on our show, but we have never once had you on the show. So that time is here today. We do have, we were going to have Ben with us tonight, but we have Paul tonight. And it's truly a blessing to have you on here, man. You are the founder. You are the man. We got Irene with us. Stephanie, hello. Irene, if I could just ask quick, did you get thrown in Facebook, Joe? Okay, I kind of figured. Hey, Irene. Anyways, guys, we have an amazing show for you today. We are coming at you on a Saturday day. A Saturday night for Paul over there. You should be partying, man.
Sorry.
I said it's a Saturday night. You should be partying.
Oh, party. Yeah, not a bit early for party at a minute. Wait till about 9 o'clock. Another couple of hours and beers out. So yeah.
How long does it take to get to where Paul is? Because if he's going out around 9, then I think I got time.
How long does it take?
Are you driving or are you going to fly? Or
No, I'm gonna walk.
Oh, okay. You might want to start 3 weeks ago.
Jeez. Anyway, guys, we have a great show for you tonight. It is Mystic Paranormal UK. Paul, you are the founder of Mystic Paranormal UK. And since you're the founder, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about Mystic Paranormal?
Yeah. First of all, I just apologise for no other team members being here. I'm actually the founder with my son Ben, who's just extremely busy at the moment. So he's not really got much time to come on. So he does send us apologies. for not being on. Sorry. We were found. I've been in the paranormal for about 18 years. We used to do ghost tours in a place called Pleasant Mills that's near us. It's like a big cotton mills. We used to do tours around there with another group about 18 years ago. And then when my children came, they were like, we just put it on the, hi, Christina, put it on the back burner for a bit. And then when our Ben got to 9 or 10, he took a massive interest in the paranormal, which is fantastic for me because I love the paranormal. So last year, we had lockdown. I know you guys did with COVID. And he says, do you fancy getting a group together, Dad? I could do a Facebook page and we could do some filming and go. What we did it for family members to start off with. And we went out to some other local places and it just gathered pace from there. And now we've got like amazing people following us. We're out twice a week now live. We have little chat shows. It's just took off, completely took off. And the best bit about it, most of the team are made up of like close friends and family. And we get to spend a lot of time with your family, which I think is important. And we've got the same interest as well. So that's how we started, and that's where we are now.
Okay. All right. Well, so you told us why you started Mystic Paranormal, but let's rewind all the way to the beginning and focus on the beginning.
Yeah.
Why? Okay. So have you always believed in paranormal, or is there one specific thing that made you believe in paranormal, and why did you want to start a team to investigate?
Well, when I was a child, we're all into you're all into ghosts and everything. It really scared me when I was a child. Really scared me. But I got my granddad and my grandma who lived in they lived above a shoe shop where they sold shoes. They lived above, and they used to tell me stories of when my grandma used to play the piano, and they got an old gentleman whistling. No matter what song she played, we got this man whistled the tune, and it just stuck with me. And then when I got up to about 18, 19, I got more interested into paranormal, looking into poltergeist, stuff like that. But at that time, I'm talking in the late 80s, there was nothing around like there is now. There was no social media or nothing. So to get into like a paranormal group back then, really, really hard. So what happened to me that really got me into it, where I'm sat now, there's actually a door to the right hand side of me.
Okay.
When my youngest son was really little, he used to creep down the stairs, which are behind me, every night. And one night he must have done it about 5 times. And I said to my wife, if he does it again, I'm going to open the door, I'm going to make him jump. I'm going to really make him jump. So I heard his footsteps come bump, bump, bump down the stairs. I opened the door, and it wasn't my son. There was actually a little girl stood just staring at me. And I like froze. I shut the door, opened it again, and she was still there. And I went, I'm seeing things, what's going on? I've shut it, open it, completely disappeared.
Wow.
So then at that time, you heard of Most Haunted, the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the television, along with Taps. I bet you're familiar with Taps.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that got us going for wow. And then we started going with my wife. We started going on events to all these haunted locations. And then that's when we met James and Gemma, who are now in our group. We became good friends with them. And then we started a group up with them. And that's when we started doing the Pleasant Mills and doing tours and everything like that. So I've not seen the little girl since. Not since that day.
Right. Now, so your team consists of, if I'm correct, your team consists of you, Ben, and who is your other member?
Right, I've got James. James is our historian. And we've got Gemma, who's his wife. She's an investigator, and also my wife. So that's what's I love her. I think that's 6 of us. Sorry. And we've got Ben's girlfriend, Azaria, who's joined us recently, who's actually a medium. And before, we never used mediums before. But since she's been coming along, it's brought something different to the group. We get more information, we get names, we get all sorts. For her age, she's really, really good. And I pinch myself now. So in the past, I really should have had a medium in the group because sometimes you go, as you know, you've probably got an investigation and you struggle to get information through. You could probably get activity with all your equipment, but you can't understand what's causing that. You don't know if it's a male, female spirit, where Zaria brings that. Say, oh yeah, it's a woman. It starts doing drawings as well. So
now
she brings that to us.
I have a 2-part question for you here, and these kind of both tie together. Now, Ben is your son, correct?
He is, yep.
Okay, so my question for you on that part is, growing up, when Ben was growing up, did he ever believe in ghosts, or and like, is there a reason that he, like, how do I want to word this? Growing up, was he skeptical about this stuff, or did he always believe in? Like, why is he comfortable investigating as a teenager or an adult, whatever he is now?
Yeah, he's 23. He's 23 now, so
so he's an adult.
But when he was 9 or 10, he was into horror movies like any kid. He just loved horror films.
We all do.
And then he started seeing things like he's never seen a human spirit. He's seen animal spirits, and he's seen like a cat. He sees cats all the time. So when he was younger, this is what brought him into it. Then he started watching Taps. He was absolutely addicted to Taps, which I still think are one of the best TV series out there.
Agreed.
Really. Yeah, and that's how he's coming. Investigation-wise, Ben is he looks to debunk everything, which I think is a good thing. Because I get carried away, I get overexcited. I go, "Oh, did you see?" And you say, "Oh no, that could be a shadow. That's the shadow of this lot." Last night we was at a cottage that we call the Railway Cottage with another team, and we debunked he sat there and just debunked quite a bit of stuff for us. Really helped us. Where I'd say, "Oh, look at that. That's that's paranormal activity," and he'll say, "No, hold on, Dad, calm down. It's not. It could be this. It could be that." So he does believe, but he's a big, big believer in the stone tape theory.
Okay,
that's what he believes in.
Okay. Now, my next part, Rochelle, I want you for this part because you said, Paul, your medium on your team, she likes to do the drawings and stuff, right?
Yeah, she just started doing the drawings. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when she walks in a investigation, I don't know if she because Rochelle, last night we did a walkthrough, and I can't disclose anything because this is a future episode, but as soon as we walked into this investigation, this walkthrough, Rochelle and we had a returning hunter, and we're not going to disclose who that hunter is, but they instantly started, kind of clarifying what each other felt, and they were able to pinpoint things that each other could feel, see, and then afterwards, like after those two felt or heard something, me and one of our lead investigators, we were able to feel what they were feeling. Now, you said your medium likes to do the drawing thing on an investigation. Rochelle, what is a few tips for mediumship during an investigation?
I don't know. It sounds like she's doing good, but like I said, I'm sorry, I'm the terrible drawer, so it would probably look like a stick person, even though you're supposed to pull it right out of you. It probably still.
It's an SLS. We'll call it an SLS. Okay.
Oh, mine are terrible, Rochelle. So don't feel bad. I can't even do the stick figure.
I mean, I can see the people and describe them down to somebody who can draw, but I don't get names.
Y'all just give me 1 second here.
The blue moon. So,
Keep-
and when I
keep
do,
going.
it means something.
Keep going.
Other than that, yeah, just she just came, yeah, I like to go in first, but give them some time, let them go in and be quiet for them. It's so hard when there's people talking or people doing stuff around you and you're supposed to be open and all you hear is background noise and you're trying to hear them, you're trying to see them. And I mean, you can do it for a little bit, but then your body's just gone because you're like, okay, now I've totally lost focus. So just, yeah, stay quiet for them would be my best advice.
Like last night when we went to this cottage, there was a lot of people talking. There were quite a few of us, and you could see it because when we take her, she makes me jump sometimes. She go, oh, she see something. So there's somebody next to you, and
Yep.
I think it's brilliant. I wish I got that ability, but I haven't. She's a very good asset, and like I say, she's very young. She's learning. She's going to get things wrong. She's going to get things right, and that's but she just brings that bit of extra. But like yourself, you bring that bit extra to your group. You can see things that other people can't see. For instance, last night there were a lad from the other team was stood on top of these stairs, and it feels like somebody's like tickling his back. That's all it felt like, a static electricity. And she came up to it's this lady that stood behind you. You're actually stood where she wants to be, and she's not shoving you. She's not nasty, but she's just letting you know that you're there. And as soon as he moved like 6 inches away from that spot, it disappeared. And when he moved back, it appeared. And I just find it really fascinating. You know what I mean? The mediums just fascinate me. They really do.
Yeah, last night when we were in one certain room, I went in and I stood in this spot and it was just this one spot. And if you moved like 6 inches to the left or the right or back or forward, there was nothing and it would just pulled you right there. So I sent my son in. Whoops. Anyway, and that person went in and stood there too. And then, like you said, the co-investigator and Marcus did too. And it just pulled everybody right there. And we didn't say where it was. We just said, show me, you guys, see if you get the same thing. So you get the feelings.
Oops. I want to say, sorry, just 1 second here. I do want to say everybody is like they can't draw or anything. Well, just a little sneak peek of what I've been up to. If you guys need a drawer, I volunteer to tribute. So,
rather good.
Better than mine.
I'm actually able to do people really well. So, like, if we ever did have to interpret that into an investigation, I'd love to help out with that part. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But then I can agree with you that a lot of people have came to me and like, Marcus, why do you want mediums on your team? Why are they important to your team? You can do these investigations without mediums. Yes, I can do these investigations without mediums, but there is something special that mediums bring to the table. And I don't know what it is because our mediums on our team are like no other. I've had mediums before, but Rochelle and T, they are just top of the line for me, and they bring something special to the table that we don't have if they're not there.
Yeah.
So I'm just astonished with mediums, especially my mediums. And like I said, there's something special, and I can't imagine an investigation without a medium. Yeah, we could do it for sure, but I think it's phenomenal the work that they do in the field.
I give props to Michelle and T because every investigation that they're there at, they give 110%, and you can tell by the end of the investigation that they are just completely just drained and wiped.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Sorry, Rochelle, not to cut you off, but just really quick, when mediums go into these investigations, of course they're going to feel more. How do you word it? they're gonna feel more than we are, and they're gonna capture more than we are. But they sacrifice a lot to do these investigations with us because like Rochelle said last night, there were people coming from everywhere just talking and talking, and especially when we go to like cemeteries and stuff, and everybody's coming at once, and it overwhelms them. Sometimes so much that Rochelle has to go sit in her car just to regroup herself.
Yeah, that happened to Azaria last night. She got like it gives her like, I don't know if you're saying, Rochelle, gives her like headaches. And last night, after about an hour, she had to go and sit in the car out of the way, which I have got no problem with that because you've got to look after the well-being as well. But you can see when she starts to drain. I don't know if you're saying, you can see it in her face. She starts to drain.
You do. And then, yeah, it's like all the people coming at you. And then we kind of, I mean, you don't really protect the people you're with, but you can kind of see if it's good or bad. And if somebody is doing things they shouldn't or feel different things, you can kind of tell that person and maybe they need to leave or something. And that drains you too. I mean, it just.
So, and I want to highlight this comment. We love our mediums. We're lucky to have the ones that are dedicated and gifted. And I just want to take this moment to shout out all the mediums out there, because you guys bring a lot to the table in these investigations. And as far as like people asking why I want mediums, that's nobody's business. My team, my mediums, I want my mediums, and they will be there if I want them there or if they want to be there. Generally, we don't even want our mediums knowing anything before the investigation.
No.
At all. But Rochelle was able to come to this walkthrough last night, and before we go into walkthrough, I asked her, is this going to affect the investigation at all? Are you going to be comfortable knowing what you know when we walk out that door tonight? Are you going to be comfortable when we come back? I'm glad that we had a medium there with us, because if we didn't have Rochelle there, we might not have got as much as we got last night. Now we know exactly what we're dealing with. We know what we need to focus on. And that's the thing. Rochelle helped us open our eyes to things that we wouldn't be able to capture as everyday investigators. So a big shout out to all the mediums.
And another, when we go back for the investigation, there's always going to be more stuff coming through too. So
yep,
exactly.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be boring.
Oh no, that's going to be a really fun one. Right. And Cara says, "What's the general procedure? What's the general procedure your team, Mystic, follows for mediums and info before, etc.?"
What's the general procedure? Right, what we tend to do, we don't tell Azari where we're going at all. She don't know where we're going, so we'll just turn up at this place. We'll take her and we'll let her have a wander around, just by herself. Have a wander around, let her gather what information she can gather, and then she don't tell us nothing until if we ask her. If we say, is this something, if we feel or think we see something stood in a certain area, or we'll say, what's there? Is anything there? And she'll tell us. And then, like, when we use like a spirit box, the information that comes through, we'll see if it matches up with their information, if you know what I mean. We write everything's written down as well. See if we can match the information up. So, basically, when we first get there, we'll let her have a wander around the place to get the feel for the place, to pick up on what's there. Is it safe? Is it not safe? Because we all know you can get nasty. You can get nasty spirits, can't you? Got to be so careful. And then she'll protect us as well. So we'll do like a protection. And I think that's something that we didn't do before Azari joined the team. And I think that was a big mistake. But now we are protected by her as well. She does a protection for us. So, yeah, that's basically it, what she does.
And Cara says, I'd love to know if you guys have encountered a nope moment.
What's a nope? A nope moment. What's that?
So to clarify, a nope moment is during an investigation. If there's something that absolutely made you second guess what you're doing and say, nope, I'm not doing this. I don't want this. Is there a specific time where you were uncomfortable doing that investigation?
Pretty much, if you stop dead in your tracks and nope, not doing this.
We've had that at. We went to a church. I can't remember the name. It's Saint. Is it Clare's Church or something? It's a place called Louth in England, which is like it's northeast of the country. Mm-hmm. And this church is a total abandoned church. And when we'd never been there before, so we go up the long path, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. There's trees around the church. You can't see the church, and as you're walking up to the gates, I just got a feeling like I don't like this place. And it's at daylight, and everybody stopped at the same time, and I said I don't like this place. But as you do with ghost hunters, you go through it. So I went into this place, set all his equipment up. It felt a lot better. It was in the daylight, and then it was literally 20 minutes into the investigation.
Yeah.
And it just, you'll know what I mean because it's hard to explain to somebody who don't do the paranormal. The atmosphere changes, the energy changes.
Yeah.
And we got this awful stench, and it was like sulfur. It just come out of nowhere. It was absolutely disgusting. And we had a different medium with us then who came on for that day. And he said, guys, we've got to go. And I said, I don't blame you, because I was packing it. Before he said that, I was packing the equipment up. And I said, I don't like it. And that's the first time. I mean, I'm 52 now. And that's the first time I've ever run. And I ran that church. It was horrible. It was like, you got the feeling, I know it sounds daft, like something was coming for you. Yeah. It's something. But looking back, when we've spoken to other teams that's been there, they've had the exact same thing happen to them as well. But there has meant to be like devil worship there, and I don't know. That's a different conversation altogether. But you do get the feeling that something nice is not happening there, that somebody's disturbed something. But I spoke to about 6 teams, and about 4 of them had the same experience that we had. And you just have to get out there. And that was I think that's the only place where I've not finished the investigation. That place. Yeah.
Now, if just to clarify, and this is for anybody, if you smell a sulfur smell when you're dealing with paranormal, there's a specific meaning for the smell of sulfur, isn't there?
Could be. Usually sulfuric smells or smells of decay. Typically, they say deals with demonics. However, 9 out of 10 of the times you want to look for something else. Usually it's, especially in an open area like what Paul's talking about, very well could have just been an animal. Could have been an animal decaying or something like that. Yeah. Always, again, debunk. A lot of people smell sulfur and they automatically think demon, they run. Not always, but that's typically what it's linked to.
Yeah, it was a farming area as well, so it could be like a fertilizer that they just spread on the fields at day, and it's not acted till night. But it was a smell like you've never smelled before in your life. It was disgusting. It just came all of a sudden. But then again, that's when we first started the group. So now, like Matt said, we've probably gone out and had a look and not run and try to debunk it now, but we just went. We just went. It went a very nice atmosphere.
Actually, Marcus, I got a question for Paul, and it's one I asked on my show when I had him on. So, Paul, I've seen your shows. I know Marcus and some of the hunters have too. You actually use a specific tool that not a lot of people use, and there's a lot of country about this specific item, and I think you know what I'm talking about, and that's the Ouija board.
Oh, yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of teams and a lot of people who are very skeptical about the Ouija boards. They don't want to use them. They want nothing to do with them. You, on the other hand, seem to embrace it.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits that you see of using a Ouija board, and what do you have to say to some of those who are a little on the fence about it?
Right. Up to a year ago, I would not have touched the Ouija board. Up to a year ago, I would not have touched the Ouija board. And then you meet people, they come in and they teach you new skills. A lady come into our group for a couple of investigations and brought a Ouija board. I said, well, I'm not touching it. So it's not what you think. You've got to try it. So we tried it, and I absolutely the information we get through on a Ouija board. It's especially say Azari is at their medium. We can get names come from on the Ouija board, which we can then write down and clarify. But there's certain places we will not use Ouija boards. We won't use them in graveyards. We won't use them in if we go to a private house. We have to school around a private house. We will not use one in a private house. And also, if any team, we've got a rule: any team member who doesn't feel right, because everybody has a bit of stress in their lives. If anybody's stressed out, not in the right frame of mind, we won't use one, full stop. Not even if the people using the board feel okay. It's not fair on the person who's stressed out, because if you do get anything bad that comes through, if they sense that somebody's there that's stressed, they can bang and latch onto them and probably affect them in a negative way. But the people who totally disagree with Ouija boards, I think the films like Exorcist and Hollywood have made them a bad thing. The Hollywood films have made them like, you don't touch these, don't touch these Ouija boards. But my advice to anybody who wants to use one is probably go with somebody who's used one, who uses them, learn to use it properly, take their advice on board, and just give it a go. Just give it a go once or twice. If you don't like it, don't use it again. It's simple as that. If we take a Ouija board in an investigation and, like I say, we'll say, right, we want to use Ouija board. There could be 10 of us there. If one of us says, oh, I don't want to do it, we don't do it. Everybody's got to be on board with the idea of using a Ouija board. So, but can they be dangerous? I don't know if we've used ours hundreds of times that we've never had a bad experience on a Ouija board. But I'm not saying that you can't get bad experiences.
Right.
I don't know. But we've never experienced a bad experience on a Ouija board. We make sure we close them down properly. We make sure we open them up properly. I don't know if that's anything got to do with it. We've been told things like if it starts going from the numbers backwards, so that 9 down to 1, you finish it. Also, if it starts at Z and goes down to A, you finish the board. We follow these rules that were set, and we've not seemed to have a problem with it. So I don't know if you guys use Ouija boards. I don't know, but I don't know what's your feelings on it.
Now we don't use Ouija boards. When we started talking about it, I could tell that Rochelle was uncomfortable down there. Because I don't use Ouija boards because we've had specific experiences with it, and we're talking possession here.
Right.
But that is before I started a paranormal team. And didn't know how to use one. We were playing it to play it for fun. And the thing with Ouija boards is you got to know how to do it properly. There's proper steps that you got to take in order to play one. Otherwise, it's going to go bad, and something is going to happen. You got to know, like Kara said, if you're trained and know exactly how to contain and close it out properly, then sure. But I don't know, so I won't touch them. And she said my mom used one as a teen with siblings and had the triangle fling out from under their fingers and actually stick into the wall.
Blimey. I see, if that happened to us, I probably would have second thoughts about using one again, to be quite honest. But I've got respect for anybody who don't want to use them. that is their
Right.
not choosing. If we go on an investigation, like I say, and somebody is uncomfortable, if I pull a Ouija board out and somebody's uncomfortable, it goes back away. We're a team where everybody's got to be comfortable with what we're doing. It don't matter what kind. We do an experiment. I don't know if you do. We call it the headphone experiment, where you put a spirit box through the headphones, sign cancel headphones, and put somebody in like a separate room, and we ask questions and see what they get through. If nobody's comfortable with that, they won't do it. It's simple as that. We'll never force anybody to do anything. We have members who watch us, followers who watch us. If we get Ouija board off, they say, "We're going now. Thank you. Well, we'll be back when you've done." And that is fair enough. We respect everybody. Everybody's got the right not to use one and use one. But like I say, if you're trained in it, I feel if you get correct training and you feel comfortable, that's the main thing. Because we was told whatever you put into the Ouija board, if you put negativity into the Ouija board, you only get negativity out. You put positive energy into the Ouija board, you're going to get positive out of it. So I always say when we use one, everybody's got to be positive. Everybody's got to have the right frame of mind, or else we don't do it. And that's just the rule we go by.
Exactly.
So, respect anybody who don't want to use one. That is everyone to themselves, isn't it?
Yep. All right. So we're going to take one more comment here, and then we're going to go, or one more question. Then we're going to go into a short intermission. When we come back, we have a few questions about some Mystic Paranormal stuff and the P3 program. So our question here is from Kara. How do you feel about cemetery investigations versus buildings?
I love cemetery investigations. I'm jealous of you guys over in States because you have got the best cemeteries ever. We, as a rule, I don't know about you, we don't use what we call them new cemeteries. That's cemeteries that's being used. So, like if it's attached to a church and they're still burying people there, we don't go nowhere near. We go to abandoned cemeteries. Around our area, we've only got 2 abandoned cemeteries, and that is it.
Wow.
Where you guys have probably got 20 or 30. Around our area, we've only got 2, and that's the only reason we will use a cemetery. I love cemetery. Our group, if anybody watches any of our videos, we tend to do a lot of outside investigations rather than in buildings. I like to do building investigations, but I prefer the outdoors kind of investigations personally. And cemeteries, I love cemeteries.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one up the road from us, an abandoned one. It's literally like 3 minutes in car. And like tomorrow morning, I'll be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'll just go and have a ride up, and I'll just go and sit there with an EVP recorder, just a quick EVP session, because I feel so relaxed in cemeteries. Well, like I say, we don't have cemeteries like you have. Because I watched some investigation cemeteries over there, and you guys have some great activity. Really do.
Well,
really good activity.
We are on season 2 of Minnesota Spirit Hunters right now, and that's what we're working on, and that is our cemetery season. We're going to over 12 cemeteries around the state, and I agree with you. They're awesome to be in, but they're not for everybody. I mean, not everybody likes cemeteries because they give off different vibes to each person. But I can agree with you. It's not only a investigation that you can do to go clear your mind and see what happened. It's also a low budget investigation that you can do.
100%.
Absolutely, and it's. I don't know. I find something astonishing about cemeteries. I don't know what it is.
They are. I mean, adds that bit of, especially around Halloween time. Our weather's atrocious. It's really cold. You get mist and everything. And when we go to cemeteries that time of year, it just adds that bit of creepiness and atmosphere to a cemetery. Because my son Ben, he's actually a photographer as well. He does some great photographing cemeteries
Wow.
with the mists and everything. I just love cemeteries. I really do. I know it might sound weird, but I do like cemeteries. I think they're a good, cool place to investigate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we are going to take a short 5-minute intermission here. And when we come back, we have Paul here, and we're going to talk about a few investigations that he has done. We're going to talk about the P3 UK division, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Mystic Paranormal UK before we go. Yes, Brandon, what's up?
Anybody know what happened to Matt?
Oh, yeah, he let us know what happened in the private chat there, so you can go read it over there.
All right.
So, and when we come back, we'll turn the floor over to Brandon and Rochelle to start. Any questions that they have for you, and then we'll get into a few more things after they're done. So, we'll see you guys right back here in just a few minutes.
Okay, see you later.
and we are back. Before the intermission, we talked a little bit about Mystic Paranormal UK and Ouija boards and everything. Now we want to turn the floor over to our panel, Matt, Brandon, and Rochelle. If you guys have any questions for Mystic, now is your chance to go ahead and ask.
Ladies first.
All right, awesome. I have one. I always like to ask people this. You've been doing it, you said about 18 years. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what was your favorite place, or more like where you got the most information and you just were like, that's what I want to do?
With that would be a place called Plesley Mills. Well, I was on about. That's where we first went to an event, and then we started a group up. Then we got invited to actually do tours around that. That place is absolutely amazing. The how can I put it? The activity that we got in that place, the feelings we got in that place were amazing. We went back there every last Friday in a month. We got the chance to go back there. And what the story behind it used to be mills where they used to make children work. So they had children working in the cotton mills. Unfortunately, and it's a very sad story, the top floor of the building, well, we didn't know this. When I first went to that building, it took us up to the 4th floor. And because he said, "Are you all right?" I said, "No, I'm not all right. I feel horrible. I feel like smoke and everything like that." He says, "Can you tell me a bit more?" I said, "Well, I just feel like burning and everything." He said, "Yeah, it was the 5th floor. And when the children worked in there, unfortunately, there was a fire. And these children perished on the top floor. So we did an investigation on the 4th floor one night, and we were getting, and this is going to be, you've got to see it to believe it, and you've got to have been there to believe it. Your trousers of I'd say 6 or 7 year old eye was being pulled, literally being tugged at. And we had some mediums, and they said children want attention. So that's when we started taking toys in to them, and we used to get like balls rolling and stuff. And that's the point when I thought, you know something, I want to do this. I like the paranormal. It's nothing to be scared of. You can actually help spirits and help people that's passed. And that's when I found out I want to do this, and that's the place. It's called Plesley Mills.
Wow, that'd be a great place to go. It sounds great.
You can't get in now. You cannot get in. They will not let you in, unfortunately. They've made it into offices and that, and you cannot get in there now, unfortunately. So I don't know if they still have activity there now, but like I say, you cannot get in there. It's an amazing place, absolutely amazing. It's so sad. We do go in the grounds. They've got grounds around the mills. We're actually there last Tuesday night, and we've got an activity in the woods there, and we actually started to build a studio of the people that's in the woods. There's a family with 3 children that we've picked up on in these woods. So we are close to the mills, but we can't actually get back into the mills. Well, that's the place where I thought, I've got to do paranormal investigating. This is what I want to do as an hobby. This is it. That's the place.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, what about you, Brandon? You got anything for Mystic?
2 questions.
Yeah.
What is your favorite piece? What is your favorite piece of equipment?
Oh, now you go. All right. At the moment, my favourite piece of equipment, at the moment, I go through phases of equipment. We've actually bought, we've got to get this bit, like a robot. Don't you seen them, like little robots? Mm-hmm. And they have motor sensors on them. And you put them down, and when they sense motion, they do all sorts. So I'm that obsessed with them now that I've actually brought 3. We've got like a family of robots. But apart from that, one of the old school equipment is dowsing rods. We do use, my son especially uses dowsing rods. We do get a lot of information through the dowsing rods. So dowsing rods are robots, if that answers your question. It's my favourite piece of equipment at the moment. I'm not into apps, these apps at all, but we do use apps, but we tend to stay away from apps if we can.
Minimize the usage of apps. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Number 2, do you have a bucket list of investigations?
Yes, it's about this long.
Fair enough.
Sounds about right.
We've done.
Let's say like
We've
top
done-
3. Top 3.
Right. The Conjuring House, the original Conjuring House over in States, which I don't. If it'll ever happen, I don't know. I really do not know if that will happen. But you seem to get really lot of activity in that place. When I watch people who go there, you do. And it just the Conjuring, everything. The Conjuring, we're fascinated with. We're fascinated with the Warrens and everything that goes along with that. But I think that would be our number 1 place. The number 2 we've actually managed to do is a place called Pendle Hill. I don't know if you've heard of Pendle Hill. Pendle Hill Witches over in England. It's up north. We've actually been there, and that was. If you guys are ever over in England, you must go to Pendle Hill. It is amazing. We got some really good activity. That was a big bucket list. That was ticked off. We ticked that off not long ago. Number 3. Now this is it's very hard because I think number 3 would be over in this country again, and it's a place that's near us. You've never heard of it. It's called where we live. We're very lucky. We've got a place called Bolsover Castle, which is a real castle. We've got like a place called Ardwick, which is literally 5 minutes from our house, and we've got Scarsdale Hall. That's actually from, if you're movie fans, Scarsdale Hall's actually Batman versus Superman at the beginning with the burial. Wayne's Manor, that is actually Scarsdale Hall, but with Bolsover Castle. The only problem with Bolsover Castle, we've inquired about going in. Yeah, we can have the castle for 4 hours at a cost of £4,500.
Oh, wow.
Which is like not in our budget at all. So our 3 will be the Conjuring, Pendle Hill that we've already done. We've ticked that one off, and a place called Bolsover Castle, which is near us. Which is your top? Okay. What's your top 3? What's your top 3? Do you like to do?
My top 3?
Yeah.
I would say number 1 is probably the catacombs in France.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an absolute blast. Number 2 would probably be a penitentiary that is here in the U.S. in Tennessee. And then number 3, I honestly would love to go and see one of the castles like over there in Europe.
Yeah. England, we've got some fantastic castles, but getting into them is because they're all owned by different societies, and it's so hard to get into them. But there's some wonderful castles. There's wonderful castles over in France and like you say, in Europe that we'd like to go in, but it's just very hard in this country. Everything seems to be very hard in the UK, especially at the moment to get in anyway. You've got people ruining places. They're putting fences up around places where because you get people that wreck. It's probably the same over in the States. They go in, the graffiti everywhere, they wreck everywhere, and it just gives paranormal teams a bad name. When really, I think we're probably the most respectful group of paranormal investigators at all, the most respectful group of places. Really, I think that really. You watch some urban explorers, some of them are respectful, but you still get people wrecking stuff, and it does ruin it for everybody else. So it really does.
I think, and this has always been my top 3. I think my top 3 for investigations is I really want to do Alcatraz.
Good luck.
Yeah, 100%.
Good luck. That's all I gotta say.
That's why I'm saying I think Alcatraz would be my number one because there's so much history. It's infested with ghosts and spirits, and I would just love to get my hands on it. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but that is definitely at the top of my list. St. Augustine Light Tower or Lighthouse over in Florida. I want to get my hands on that one. That would be awesome. And the Shining Hotel.
Stanley Hotel.
Stanley Hotel.
Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
What's that hotel actually called? What's it actually called, the hotel?
The Stanley Hotel.
Stanley
Hotel. That's it. That's it, Matt. Yeah. What about the I've seen a group going to, is it called this? I might get this wrong, guys, forgive me. Is it Cecil Hotel?
Cecil
Hotel?
Cecil Hotel in LA.
Yep.
That looks really, that looks like a right place. That does. Really does.
I don't know if they're allowing anybody to investigate that. It's worth trying.
Currently, no. Currently, no, because I tried when I was out in San Diego to try to get in there. It is a part of a walking tour. They do have a ghost hunting tour out in LA. I would not suggest that, just FYI. But they do take you right back to Cecil Hotel. Just to stand outside of it, though, or to get it, like you can get a room, but just standing outside is just no. It's eerie. And there's a lot of that in LA, that area.
Okay. Rochelle, do you have a top 3 bucket list that you want to do?
No, because I'm listening to you guys and now I'm changing. Oh, I like that one. That one sounds good. Oh, I really want to do that. I'm thinking
anywhere where there's dead people.
Castle, so yeah, I just want to go everywhere.
Rochelle's just like, schedule a damn investigation. I'll go with.
Yeah. I don't care that.
Anywhere's its own, we'll go.
Right, exactly.
But I find,
No, go ahead.
No, Matt. No, go on, Matt. You're right. Sorry.
No, I don't care. I'm just here. Probably at top of my bucket list, and I've said this a couple times, is the Hellfire Club. That is on top of my list, just because of you've got the Hellfire Club, and then you have the church right over top. You've got heaven and hell in the same spot, so to speak, and the symbolic, energy. It's just amazing. Like, I think that would be number one for me. Lep Castle would be another one. And probably, I don't know. Like, I've had a couple here in the States. Like, you got Trans-Allegheny, Waverly. You've got a couple of really nice places. Stanley Hotel would be another great one. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't have a third. I'm pretty much open wherever. I like military history, Gettysburg, the USS North Carolina, the USS Midway, places like that I've been to, love them. So maybe that's what I'd say for my third, is any military spot, battleship, stuff like that, museums.
Okay. Well, I do want to extend, and while we're here after the show, please keep an ear open because we have a promotion going on right now. And after the show, I'm going to tell you how to enter this drawing for a chance to investigate with the hunters and become a hunter for a night. So keep an eye out after the show. Don't look at me like that, Matt. Anybody can win, and I'll tell you how you can enter. But it's awesome hearing everybody's bucket list for investigations. I'm sure we got a ton more. Since we are getting kind of low on time, and Paul is probably getting tired over there. It's getting close to his party time too. So
it is 9 o'clock party time.
Right. So Paul, let's dig a little bit into past investigations. Because I've checked out some of your investigations, and I'm curious about the 9 ladies. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, amazing. Do you have stuff like that out in states, like stone circles where druids used to go? And do you have anything like that out there?
There's some not as ancient as yours, Like there's some remakes of some things, and they build stuff. Some people build stuff like that, but the only thing I think we really have around here is any type of Native American. We have Native American. That's the only thing that's like historical, that's older, or but as far as druids stuff like that, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. That's not that old.
Yeah. Well, the story of the Nine Ladies is it's in a place called Stanton Moor, which is from where we are in the centre of England. It's probably 40 minutes away from where we live. It's in a place called the Peak District. Around that area, you've got a lot of stone circles that's very close together. But Nine Ladies is the main one. So pagans still use it. Pagans still worship there on certain times of the year. It's an absolutely amazing place. It's basically perched on top of an hill, and it's just 9 stones in a circle with like what you call a king stone. And the story goes is that the devil played a fiddle on the stone, and the maidens danced on a Sabbath. Because they danced on a Sabbath, it turned into stone. So the 9 ladies are meant to be maidens that have been turned to stone. That is the legend around that. But I think it just goes back and back and back. The more you look into the history, it just goes so far back. It's like hundreds of years. They've been there absolute hundreds of years. We like investigating up there. We get a lot of activity up there. We meet some strange characters up there. We was up there one night, and it'll be about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we are talking. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's no roads. There's no villages. There's nothing, and we just get this light coming towards us. And I thought, Ben, is that someone on a bike? Because I don't know. We're getting closer and closer, and it was actually a young lad in a t-shirt with shorts on and flip-flops, just running towards us. And I'm like, what's he going to do? And he just run to the centre of the circle, and he like meditated for like 2 minutes, and then he just ran off into trees. Literally just ran off into the trees. And I turned to it, I said, that just happened. And he goes, yeah, that happened. That just happened.
Wow.
So up there, you get a lot of people that we call wild camp. So they'll go up there and they'll like just camp in the woods. You're not meant to do it, but they do it. So you meet so many interesting people there. You meet druids, you meet everybody from different religions. They go up there to meditate. They go up there to leave, do little rituals. They go up there to pray. It's amazing. It's just full. It's literally when you stand in the circle, you're just full of energy. It's such a great feeling. I know it might sound strange, but I think it's like the energy you get from the stones. If you're feeling a bit down when you go in there, as soon as you get into that circle, it's like all the weight of the world's been lifted off your shoulders. It's such an amazing place. That's why we like going up to the stone circles. We do get a lot of activity up there. We do get a lot of activity with the REM pod. We get a lot of activity with I don't know if you guys use cat balls.
Oh, yeah.
But we do use them there. We get a lot of activity when we place them on top of the stones. But when we go up there now, we do leave like, because Azaria is like, it's paganism. So we do have to leave like gifts to nature when we go up there. So you leave like seeds, berries, and make something out of the items that you find up there, twigs, leaves, leave a little gift up there. It's such a religious place. It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Like I say, if you guys ever come over, and I'll be quite happy to take anybody up there to experience it. It's such a lovely place. Like a miniature Stonehenge. Like you've heard of Stonehenge, like a miniature Stonehenge. That's what it's like.
Wow. You guys thinking what I'm thinking? You guys thinking what I'm thinking? Trip to the UK?
Right?
Oh, sorry. Oh, there you go. Yeah, come over. Come on over. Come on over. It's great.
Man,
it's
that would be awesome.
It's an amazing place. And then we've got one called the Grey Ladies, which is down from the Nine Ladies. That's 4 stones. And the story there is at midnight, stroke to midnight, they're meant to turn into maidens again and dance in a circle. We've investigated there once. We didn't get much there, to be quite honest. But there is so much now. These stone circles, there's so many that we've not done. Again, they're protected by different societies, and you can't get in there. So, and also you've got to be respectful. So we won't go up there certain times of the year when we know that the pagans are up there doing their thing. We won't go up there to disrupt them or anything like that. But it is a great place to investigate.
Right. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, let's go turn the table a little bit over to a new thing that you have picked up. And I'm glad that Matt is here because this involves Matt, you, Paul, and myself, because we're talking P3 program here. You are the leader. You and Ben are the leader of the P3 UK division. How is that going for you?
I'm going to be totally honest. I'm an honest person. It's a bit hard at the moment. I was on about this to James, our other member, the other day. I'm very jealous of you guys over in America. You seem to get it down what we call down to a T. You've hit the nail on the head. You've got a lot more that's willing to come together. Yeah. Over here, Matt will know what trouble we've had when we first set the P3 Pro UK up. That's still continuing. And it's just so strange. We've got some great teams that joined us. Got some great teams. We've got some teams over in the States that's come across. It's a work in progress over here. I don't know what it is with us. I don't know what it is with the British side. I don't know. It's like a bit of, how can I put this would be nice, a bit of arrogance that the teams have got that, oh, we're better than what you are. You should be doing this. We're keeping everything to ourselves. We're not sharing nothing. We want all this. And that's what. But it's just not in the paranormal though, Marcus. It's in everything that you do in sports teams.
And you know what we
it's
call
exactly
that?
The same. Yeah, and it's very hard at the moment, but we're getting there. We've got faith. We are getting there. Hopefully.
And you know what we call that, which is a really big thing in the paranormal field. Say it with me, Matt. It starts with an E. We call it the ego.
Egos.
Yep.
Okay.
Ego.
You talked about waffles earlier, so I that's what I'm thinking about. Thinking about those waffles.
Yep. Right.
The waffle.
I haven't eaten anything solid for about 2 days now, so leave me alone.
Oh, jeez. But just long story short, ego plays a huge part in the paranormal field. Not only the paranormal field, it's everywhere you go.
Yep.
But the arrogance and the I don't want anybody to come at me for saying this, but a lot of times it's the arrogance, the ego, and the stupidity of people. You know, and I'm not calling anyone out here, and I'm not saying anybody specific, but it's the ego which dumbs it down. The ego covers the arrogance, the nonsense, the stupidity, everything. You know, and that's what we're working towards with the P3 program, to dumb that down and only get positivity and branding and support all in one group. You just got two different divisions to do it with, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we're...
100% agree with you, Marcus. 100%. Not long after we were, to be quite honest with Matt, we told Matt we were so honoured to be asked to run it. It's a big thing, and I'm glad Matt's got faith in us. I really am, and I'm honest with that. Matt knows that. I spoke to Matt, but when we first set it up, the amount of messages we got that you should be running this thing, you're not good enough. You don't know what you're doing. You're a new group. You don't know what you're doing. And that's drove us a bit more. That's drove us though. We've not took it as a negative thing. We've took it as a positive thing. It did at first because I've had words with Matt about it. At first I thought, what we're going to here? But now it drives us. And last night was one of the first big steps. We actually went out with another team that's a member of the P3 UK division. And then I think we're going out with another team that's a member of the P3 UK division.
Yes.
So we are getting the people that we've got in there at the moment are a great bunch of people. It's a bit slow. It's a bit slow going, but it's got to gather pace. It's got to get there, and hopefully, in future, we'll get there. But I totally agree with what you say, Marcus. 100%.
Exactly, and we all start at that bottom tier of what we do. We all start at the bottom. All we can do is keep our head up and keep working our way up that pyramid until we're at the top. And it's going to happen. Yeah. We're going to be up there one of these days. We all got to start somewhere, which, Paul, I've been thinking throughout this whole show, you know who I would love to see you collaborate with? Liz.
Well, yes.
Liz. I would love to see a collaboration with you and Liz. That would be
I'm thinking of, too, that's a little more local for him? Lex.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll have to have a word, but I'll have a word with Liz and see if we can get... like I said, we're open to go with anybody, collaborate with anybody. It's first time we've really did a joint one with anybody last night. And we were a bit nervous. We didn't know what to expect. We've never met the team. But it's Shire Brook most onto the code. They're a lovely bunch. Really are a lovely bunch. And the good thing about it was they investigate totally different to us. Absolutely totally different. So we took something from them, and they took something from us, and it was fun. It was a fantastic evening. One of the best evenings we've ever had. It was really, really good.
And that's the one thing I said to the P3 UK division is you're gonna have a little bit of a hassle. Some people are gonna, because I even did that when I first started the P3 program. I got told Para-Unity will never work. It'll never work. It's done. Bull.
Oh, but it will.
Try again. It's just weeding out those naysayers. The reason why these people are coming at you is because they're jealous. They're the ones being called out. Now their ego, then everything like that is being put to question, and they're being trapped in a corner. They're like, oh crap, somebody's actually out to do the right thing. This will catch on. And once they start losing ground and losing followers, like the drama. I told people, look, if you want the drama to stop listening to it. Stop being a part of it. Exactly. Stop spreading it. Just call them out, and they'll go away.
You know what drama we've had over in England. That Matt does. It has. Well, it's died down in a certain way. We're still getting messages off of people that used to follow us leaving us because they're being told something down the line. But like I said, we're not interested in that now. We're just moving forward. Like I say, Matt, I take it as a positive now. Every time we get a nasty message, we take it as a positive because we must be doing something right to get these messages. And hopefully we are doing the right thing. If I'm not ever doing the right thing, I expect Matt, Marcus, or any of you to say, hey, what are you playing at? Can we get this sorted out? Which I think is a big thing.
Let me throw this out to you, Paul, and everybody, Rochelle, Brandon. When I first opened Minnesota Spirit Hunters 2 years ago, I had, I'm not going to call anybody out here, but I had people that I used to be on a team with before Minnesota Spirit Hunters was born. When I created Minnesota Spirit Hunters, I was told it'll never work. You might as well close it down now. You're not going to have anybody following you. You're not going to have this. You're not going to have that. It's not going to amount to anything. It's not going to go anywhere. That was 2 years ago. And here we are today.
Look where you are now. Yeah.
Well, look at me. How about 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, somebody said they were going to end my career. Still waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
We've had that as well, Matt. Yeah, we've had that just lately, up to 2 weeks ago. We received a message off someone who's been following us since the beginning, and it was such a shock to get this message. Then she sent us another message, and we put it against the messages that we received before, and it was like a copy and paste. So they've been told, and it says your group's not going to last any longer. And we're like, all right, whatever. Thanks for the information. Bye bye. And then we just move forward. Like I say, now we do take it as a positive. We do take it as positive like ourselves. Yeah.
Well, I will say this to anybody out there: if you are catching drama, you're catching all this crap and all those other things. If you're worried about somebody else ruining your career, let me be completely upfront and honest. The only person that will ruin your career is yourself. Nobody else can manipulate or dictate that. You are the one who dictates your career.
Exactly.
Marcus.
100%.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to jump off here in a minute so I can get all the equipment into the bag before we have to take off.
We are going to wrap up here pretty soon.
Make sure you charge it, Brandon.
That's fine. I do want to say that if there's anybody out there, right over the head.
Other way. Yeah, you're over your head.
No.
Charge the equipment.
Shut up.
And your phone.
Shut up. I do want to say that if there is anybody out there who wants away from the negativity, who wants to become part of a family of people who are going to do nothing but support you and be there for you and help you market your stuff with no drama whatsoever, all you got to do is message anybody here on the panel and we'll get you pointed to the right direction. We'll get you on this program. P3 America, P3 UK. That's all there is. There's 2 divisions. You can message Matt, Paul, myself, Scott, anybody, and we will get you on the P3 program. All you got to do is send a quick message.
Which I am looking at starting a P3 Canada division. I just wanted to let everybody know that as well. And I'm also looking at a possible P3 Australia division.
Oh,
just saying.
Blimey, that's good. That's stretching out, isn't it? That's cool.
And you know what? I haven't announced that yet. This is the first time anyone's heard this live.
Hey.
Wow.
Right on the show. You heard it here first. Keep an eye out. All right. Well, let's move forward. Paul, we have one more question for you, and then we're going to get to our big question of the day. But our question for you is, what's next for Mystic? What do you got lined up for the future here?
Basically, just keep going as we are, to grow as a team, to keep enjoying ourselves, keep enjoying investigating the paranormal. That's our aim, to keep the group together. I think at the moment we've got the right, as any group, I think you go through members, don't you? And at the moment, I think we've got the right mix. So I want to try and keep the group together and move forward and hopefully prove the paranormal, prove that there is life after death. That will be my main goal. I don't know if it'll happen in my lifetime, but that is something we want to do.
Yep. Nice. And what's one piece of advice for a newcomer in the paranormal field?
Piece of advice? If somebody's looking to do paranormal and never done it before, my advice would be find a local team. Mm-hmm. Look on Facebook, YouTube, find a local team, ask advice, try and go out with some other teams, see if you like it, see what you think it's about before you jump straight in. We did that with the new, even though I've been doing it 18 years, I've never done anything live. So we did go with a group first, see what it was like going live and doing live investigations. Really enjoyed it. So I think advice is look for advice of people who have been doing it a while, who's got a bit of experience. I won't say experts because I don't think there's any experts in the paranormal. I think everybody's learning all the time. So I think go out there, ask to join a local team, research it. Don't go buying all fancy equipment to start with. Just get some little basic. You can basically go on a ghost hunt with, like Matt says, with just your mobile phone. Go and try it. Go and give it a whirl. But seek advice of the people who've done it for a bit. That's what I'd say. My advice.
Perfect. All right. Well, we are officially at the end of our show, which you guys know what that means, right?
Have a good night, everybody.
It's been great.
So if anybody
great meeting you guys, I'd have to say.
I didn't read the script.
Right. So if anybody doesn't know what the spirited question is, we like to pull questions off of the internet that people are wanting to know the answer of. These are the burning questions of the internet. And Paul, your question is can spirits and ghosts move from place to place?
Yes, certain ones can. I think they can get attached to like like yourself. If you go to a graveyard, I think sometimes you can get a spirit that's attached to you, and you could take it to your home or another location. And I think some are stuck where they are. But I think it is possible for a spirit to move to one location to another. 100%.
I have to agree.
In my opinion. I might be wrong, but that's my opinion.
Well, I agree because I bring up the evidence of trigger objects.
Yeah.
If you sit there and you go to a yard sale, pick up something, an antique that has something attached to it, the spirit, in a sense, would stay there if they didn't move. But if something's attached to that object, you take it home, it comes into your home. I've had a couple of cases where something's followed other investigators home. I think we all have had that at one point or another. We've had a guest that we didn't know came home with us. So I agree. I agree that with you on that one, Paul, 100%.
Yeah. 100%.
Raina, we throw up on Daddy. Blech, right on Daddy. Throw up on Daddy. See, she's smiling. She knows. You're muted, Marcus. There you go. Oops.
She did not want to be in her chair.
Raina.
Say hi.
Raina. You throw up on Daddy now? Yeah.
Shut up.
Raina. Uncle Matt says throw up on Daddy.
All right, guys. Well, we are officially at the end of our show. Paul, we thank you for being on here with us. Absolutely amazing team that you got, and you keep going. Don't let anybody get to you, and you keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is an amazing thing.
Thank you for having me on, and good luck to you guys. Good luck tonight if you're out investigating. Hope you get some good activity. It's been lovely. It's been absolutely brilliant speaking to you all. Absolutely, again. And hopefully we'll speak soon as well. Get everybody on. Try to get everybody over onto our show. It's been lovely. Thank you very much.
You're always welcome back to the show, so just reach out.
Will do. Thank you. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
So good luck to everybody. And see you later. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye. All right, guys, and you can catch Mystic Paranormal UK anywhere. Down in the description is all of their links to their social media. There might be more, but you can go down there and check out any of that social media. And go follow the P3 UK division with Paul and Ben. They are the leaders of the UK division. And reach out to any of us, whether you're in the UK, United States, no matter what, we'll get you on the program. I do want to remind everybody, check out dsghost.com and Paranormal Consultant, our sponsors. And do you guys have anything else?
What about the contest?
Oh, yes. So right now we are doing a special drawing for one lucky person to join us on an investigation. We are returning to a special place in December. And we are giving away a chance for one person to be our guest and become a hunter for a night. So I do want to remind everybody that will be coming out today or tonight, whenever. So keep an eye out for that and how to enter that contest if you want to become a hunter for a night and do a cool investigation. So I do want to remind everybody to check out Through the Lens with Brian and Lex tomorrow, because Minnesota Spirit Hunters are the guests on that show tomorrow.
What time?
That one is 4 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. And
3 p.m. for you.
3 p.m. Yes. And then check out the Cops Talk Show, because Minnesota Spirit Hunters is also the guest on there tomorrow. So check us out then. Yes, sir. Yes, we are.
You thought I was all... Never mind.
Yes,
what time is that one at?
That one is at 8 p.m. our time, I believe. The Hunters are split in half. We did split the team in half, and half team is going to be on one show, and half the team is going to be on the other show. So you'll be able to see all of the Hunters tomorrow on 2 different shows. So catch us then. I don't think I have anything else. Rochelle, do you have anything for anybody?
Nope.
Okay, Brandon.
Nope.
Okay, Matt.
I gotta get equipment ready.
Happy hunting.
Yes. We do have an investigation right after this show, so we are going to go get ready. But until then, you guys have been fantastic. Great panel, great audience, amazing questions, and let's not forget our amazing guest, Mystic Paranormal UK. So until tomorrow on Through the Lens and the Cops Talk Show, we'll see you guys then. Hope you guys have a good the rest of your day, and happy hunting.
To this crew, yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew, yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you.
Rising up like the moon, elevating the mood, uplifting attitudes, cause that's what we choose to do. And I don't know about you, but there's enough negativity going around with plenty room to improve. Yes, sometimes we collide with stress and negativity. We always let it slide. It's an elevated vibe, so fly. We touch the sky every time we ride.
Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you.
Now roll back time, tell me what you find. You're gonna see the same sucker MCs on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter when it's do or die time. That's when this crew is inclined to go prime time. From day one straight till it's done. But you all know full well that we only just begun.
Yeah.
We stick together, one for all for one. When it gets heavy, no, we don't cut and run. Crazy thinking about the places that we've been. Y'all, I could tell you stories that'll make your head spin. But like I said, straight, thick, or thin, there's so many memories giving me silly grins. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew.
Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done.
Viewer discretion is advised.